What up, guys? In this video, I want to talk about something that's a little bit hard to articulate, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. It's kind of a internal approach, but also more of like a tonal thing, and that's like, sometimes with women you want to create opposite tones because like there's like you know, tone in your actions and the situation, and then there's like a tone that you speak from. And I'll explain what I mean by this. So like a lot of nicer guys, um, they'll take something that's like a situation that's like practical, and then they'll try to create like emotional intimacy in that, an emotional connection, which kind of comes off as feminine. And I'll give an example of this. It kind of comes off as feminine and almost you could say inauthentic. For example, let's say like, the woman gets home after the date, and then you text her to ask if she got home okay. See, a lot of guys will do this, but they don't realize that what they're actually doing is just they're bidding to try to get emotional intimacy, or to be emotionally intimate with the woman. And I don't think women like this. For example, like when they ask the woman if she got home safe, maybe they'll send the red cheeks, you know, emoji, or and they're just when they ask it, they're they're not doing it for just for practicality. They're trying to make the woman think, oh my gosh, he's so sweet. He's trying to connect with me. Let's connect together over this, sweetness of him asking if I got home safe. But I don't think women like that because they want you to be more practical. So when you ask if she got home safe from the date, don't do it for emotional connection. Just ask if they got home safe, no emojis, and then if they say yes, say good night. Like no, trying to be emotionally intimate when you're actually just, you should just be being practical. I hope this makes sense, like, because a lot of women, I think they're used to men trying to help them and things like that, but you're doing it just for emotional connection with them, which is kind of feminine. Let them do the emotional connecting with you. You just be practical. Because how can she trust that you're a protector when you're just trying to help her so that you can get emotionally intimate with her? Or even sometimes people are doing it to be physically intimate. Like another example would be like if you're, asking her or telling her that you could help her on her homework or something like that. You know, you want to say it almost in like a bored tone. You don't want to be like, I can help you with your homework. Yeah, show up anytime. I will skip out on my plans just to help you. You want to be like, yeah, if you ever need help, like if you're ever stuck on something like really difficult, you can ask me. Like if you can't figure it out on YouTube or through your teacher, just come and ask me. That's a little bit different. It's like an opposite tone. It's like, here, I will help you, but it's more like practical. It's not like you're trying to get offering help just so that you can emotionally connect with them. Because women can, like, they want a protector that is practical, not someone who's just trying to emotionally connect. So that's what I mean by creating opposite tones. Like, you're doing a tone of helpfulness, but at the same time you're being more objective about it. Like, yeah, I'll help you if you need it. Not like, oh, I can help you, and this is my excuse to get around you. This is my excuse to get a moment in your presence. Because I don't know. It's just not very. It's just too emotional, and women don't want that. And I think it's just even other examples too. Like, for example, there's this, girl who I kind of like. She's my coworker, and the other day she was sick, so I bought her this little like immunity booster like drink, And then I made it more practical. I wasn't like, you know, in my mindset, I'm not like, here, I'm gonna give this to you, so that you like me. I was like, no, I just bought it for her. I was like, here, take it, like, you know, so you can get better. And, like, I don't want. She was like, no, 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 it's okay. I was like, you're gonna get us all sick if you don't get better. And I just gave it to her. Like, I didn't make it like about a bid for for emotional connection. And I feel like women like that because they want to be doing the emotional connecting. If they feel that you're helping them in a practical way rather than trying to get emotional connection connected with them, then they will feel most emotionally connected. Um, so it's about creating like that tone of like you're helping them, but it's also like masculine and practical. Another thing could be like, if you want to help a woman, like if she's doing something that is unsafe, for example, you can actually get mad at them, like actually get mad at them in a way that benefits them. For example, like if she keeps not bringing her umbrella, you can be like, you need to bring your umbrella, you're gonna get sick. That's like, it's almost like a father figure, and women are attracted to that. Like you're getting mad at them, but it's like in a way that helps them. It's not like a bid for emotional connection, if that makes sense. And I had this problem a lot, um, like with women in the past, where I would like offer to help, or I would try to say something, but like it was really just trying to get emotionally connected with them, like rather than just making statements and just being like practical about it. I think this can even be with giving a woman a gift. If you're gonna give her a gift, you don't want to like bask in it, like, oh my gosh, here's your gift. Now you're gonna like me, and now you're gonna, you know, care about me so much, and I'm so happy because I gave you this gift, and it's like just give her the gift and just move on. You know, hey, I got you this chocolate. Oh, how was your day? Move on from it. Don't try to bask in that like as an emotional connection that moment. And I know like that's counter like intuitive because we want to be emotionally connected, but I feel like women like it when you do things for them, but you don't try to bask in it in that moment as an emotional connection. I hope this is making sense. Like you're helping them, but like it's at a distance. Because I think women don't like if you're trying to like lead them, but at the same time you're too emotionally invested. Because if you're too emotionally invested, they're gonna sense like, okay, this dude really can't help me because he's too influenced by his emotions. So um, I think it's just like the same. For example, if you're trying to impress a woman, let's say like um, you know let's say you're gonna go back to school to get your degree, and you tell the woman like who has a higher education than you gotta watch your tone. You don't want to be like, I'm going back to school, like because then it sounds like you're trying to get on their level. You don't want to act like a woman is above you if her education level is higher than yours. You don't want to act like you're trying to impress them by bragging about your accomplishments and what you're gonna do. You want to just be like, yeah, like, yeah, I'm going back to school, and let her be the last one who finds out your accomplishments and what your goals are. Like, let her figure out through the grapevine. Set it up to where one of your friends tells her so that you're not telling her, because you never want to act like you're saying something to a woman just to get her approval. So you really got to watch your tone. Like, when you tell her something like that you're going to accomplish or your goal, maybe say it like just objectively, because you don't want her to pick up on the fact that you're trying to impress her and that you're speaking from the sense that you're lower than her. So there's all sorts of things like this, and even when it comes to, you know, trying to prove to a woman that you're a safe guy, like you don't want to be like, let's say you know, you volunteer at the animal shelter. You don't want to be like, and you're trying to prove to her that you're such a loving, caring, hospitable guy because you work at the animal shelter. You don't want to be like, you want to speak more from a tone of just like objectively. Like, yeah, sometimes I like to help at the animal shelter. Like you don't want to be like, yeah, I help at the animal shelter. I'm such a nice guy. Like me. Trust me. Trust me. I'm good with animals. Trust me. I'm a good guy. Like, and it's mostly just a mindset thing. Um, and I think just in general, like the way women want us to love them is more in like a practical way. It's not like in such an emotionally involved way. And you can see what my previous video about why women like men who don't care. Um, women value uh, your strength more than they value you caring about them because your strength is their protection. So this is why I feel like you know women don't want you to be like they feel most love when you actually are not emotionally attached to them. Like that's when they feel the most connection. It makes no sense, but like they feel loved when you're taking care of them, but you're not doing it to emotionally connect with them because then it just feels like you're just trying to get a high out of it, you know? Like, hey, sweetie, did you get home safe? Like, you know, I want you to feel that you are. It's basically just like you want them to feel emotionally connected, and you want them to bask in that moment, like almost like it's a drug, of emotional intimacy. But yeah, like I guess it kind of goes back to that example that I'm talking about, like to like if you were gonna yell at a woman, like you can do it in ways that are opposite to each other. Like you can yell at her for being unsafe. So it's like you're creating a distance between you and them, but it's also like intimacy because like you're telling them like, hey, stop driving like that. You're gonna get hurt. Or like, hey, stop going around that environment. There's not good people there. Like, and it's making me like mad to watch you do that every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting mad at them, but it's also like intimacy, and I feel like that distance, emotional distance, but also like practically taking care of them is what they like. I hope I'm articulating this correctly. Um, you just always gotta make sure that when you speak from like an emotional or like a feminine, when you do something hospitable, it's kind of feminine, so you kind of want to balance it with a masculine tone. Yeah, it's kind of hard to articulate, but if you can understand what I mean, or if you've, done this type of um, kind of helping a woman or trying to connect with her, like, but you're doing it in too of an emotionally attached or feminine way. If you can understand that, then drop a comment. Um, yeah. Even when it comes to like, asking out a woman, you know, in your tone and your thought process, you don't want to do it like speak as if she's better than you. You don't want to be like, hey, can we go out sometime? You want to just be like, hey, let's go out sometime. And I learned this actual tonal thing from a guy named Danny Vera on YouTube, and uh, there's something called supplicating tone, and I can't remember the other one, but when you're trying to ask out a woman, you don't want to do it like with the up end in an up tone because it kind of sounds like you're thinking that they're better than you. But when you ask a question, you want it to end more in a low tone sometimes, because it sounds more masculine and more like you're making a statement. Like when you ask out a woman and you're trying to supplicate to her where you think she's better than you, you'd be like, hey, can we go out sometime? Like in a high tone. Hey, can we go out sometime? Like it's more like a low tone. It's like a combination between a statement and a question. It's like as if you already know your self worth. You know. Um, yeah. It is just like balancing tones. Like even if you were complaining to a woman about your day, like you don't necessarily want to be like, yeah, it was so hard, like blah blah blah. Like you're gonna be like, yeah, it was a difficult day, 12 hours. You know, it's more like you're complaining, but you're still maintaining your strength, like because you're speaking about it just more objectively rather than like emotionally. Um, yeah. Or even if you're calling a woman beautiful, you don't want to like bask in that, like trying to get, emotional connection. Like I think that's why women like men who actually neg, like say, "Oh yeah, you're really beautiful, but you know, I wish you would cut your hair a different length," because like they know the man is not so emotionally connected to them that they can't like because the woman wants you to still be able to think critically. Like if you're like everything about you is perfect and you're just so beautiful, like women don't like that because they know you're so emotionally connected that you can't leave them because you can no longer see their flaws. You have to be able to see a woman's flaws. Um, yeah, so I hope this video makes sense. It might be kind of all over the place. Drop a comment if you can understand like why if you're doing something more feminine, hospitable, you want to balance it with a more, masculine tone. Um, so it's like as if you're caring, but you're also like very practical, not just so emotional. All right, peace out.